Imagine waking each day with a purpose so clear it becomes your compass. Unmoved by setbacks, calm amidst chaos, and relentlessly focused on what truly matters. This may sound like the trait of a superhuman, but it was the daily reality for one of history's most powerful men, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, Marcus Aurelius. His personal journals, a collection of thoughts that have survived millennia, are not mere relics of a bygone era. They are a startlingly relevant guide on how to harness the power of self-discipline in the midst of life's constant noise. Today, we journey deep into the heart of Stoicism, exploring its principles not as abstract theories, but as practical tools for living a more disciplined and fulfilled life. Stoicism teaches us how to transform adversity into advantage, emotional turmoil into tranquility, and the unpredictability of life into a wellspring of strength. Whether you are grappling with daily stress, seeking inner peace, or aiming to elevate your productivity, the Stoic way offers profound insights. In a world brimming with distractions and the lure of instant gratification, this ancient philosophy grounds us in the timeless virtues of wisdom, courage, justice, and moderation. It is about more than just enduring life. It is about thriving within it, no matter what comes your way. So, if you are ready to transform your approach to life's challenges, stay with us as we unpack the life-altering teachings of Marcus Aurelius. As we embark on this journey, if you find value in our exploration, a simple click on the subscribe button ensures you won't miss what's next. We invite you to stay for the entire path, because the insights we are about to uncover are for those who, like you, seek to live a life of intention. The first pillar of Stoic self-discipline is purpose. Marcus Aurelius taught that true discipline is not born from brute force, but from a profound sense of direction. Finding your purpose is not some grand, abstract quest. It is the daily act of discovering what resonates at your core and aligning your actions with that deeper calling. The Stoics spoke of living in agreement with nature, which means understanding your unique role in the world and acting in harmony with your virtues. For Aurelius, this purpose was a practical compass guiding every decision, from the mundane to the monumental. It is the reason you rise in the morning, ready to face the day. It is the anchor that holds you steady when temptation calls. This isn't about chasing grand accolades, but about fulfilling your duties with commitment and integrity. To apply this today, look for the clues to your purpose. What are you naturally drawn to? What challenges motivate you? Where do you find deep satisfaction? Once you have an inkling, the Stoic practice of daily reflection becomes your guide. Each morning, ask yourself, what is my work today? And each evening, have I lived true to my purpose? Over time, this simple ritual will not only build immense self-discipline, but will transform your life into a meaningful journey. The second principle is to rely upon the fortress of the self. In his meditations, Marcus Aurelius returned time and again to the theme of self-reliance. This is not a call for isolation, but a profound exercise in personal accountability. Stoicism teaches that the ultimate responsibility for our actions, our responses, and our growth lies not in the hands of others, but squarely within our own. The core idea is to focus only on what is within our control. By counting on ourselves, we tap into a deep well of inner resilience. We build confidence not through arrogance, but through competence, and by trusting our own reasoned judgment. This self-reliance is liberating. In a world saturated with opinions, learning to listen to your own inner voice is a critical skill. Start with small steps. Make a promise to yourself and keep it. Set a personal goal and work towards it. With each act of self-trust, you strengthen your discipline and become more grounded in the face of life's storms. Third, we learn the discipline of consistency. Show up every day. For Marcus Aurelius, greatness was not forged in sporadic bursts of monumental effort, but in the quiet, unwavering dedication to the day's tasks. It is the steady rhythm of showing up in body, mind, and spirit that builds a life of character and substance. Each day is an arena to prove your commitment to your principles. This doesn't mean every day must be a masterpiece of productivity. It simply means not letting a day pass without a conscious step forward, whether in your work, your health, or your relationships. This is deeply intertwined with the Stoic practice of mindfulness, of being fully present and doing today's work today. Decide what showing up means for you. It could be writing one paragraph, a 5-minute workout, or 10 uninterrupted minutes with a loved one. The scale of the act is less important than the consistency of the action itself. The fourth practice is one that tempers the soul: voluntary hardship. This Stoic principle, championed by Aurelius, is not a call to self-punishment. Rather, it is strategic training for the mind. By willingly embracing discomfort, we prepare for the inevitable moments when life forces it upon us. If you are accustomed to hardship, sudden adversity will not break you. You are conditioning your resilience. This practice also cultivates profound gratitude. When you occasionally forego a comfort, skipping a meal, taking a cold shower, walking instead of driving, you begin to appreciate it more deeply when you have it. It connects you to the reality that many live with hardship involuntarily, fostering empathy and humility. Start small. Choose a manageable challenge. Each act of voluntary discomfort is a step towards greater mental fortitude and unshakable self-discipline. Our fifth principle is perhaps the most transformative Stoic tool: the dichotomy of control. This is the art of distinguishing between what is within your power and what is not, and then focusing your energy exclusively on the former. According to the Stoics, only our own judgments, actions, and will are truly ours to command. Everything else, the opinions of others, the turns of fortune, the state of the world, lies beyond our direct control. To be disturbed by things outside our control is futile. The Stoic learns to accept this not with passive resignation, but as a liberating truth. By focusing on our own efforts and letting go of our attachment to outcomes, we maintain our tranquility, no matter the circumstances. Before reacting to any situation, ask, "Is this within my control?" If the answer is no, the practice is to accept it and move on, preserving your peace and energy for what truly matters. Sixth, we must refuse the role of the victim. This principle is a radical act of personal responsibility. Stoicism teaches us to reject the narrative that we are merely passive recipients of circumstance. While we cannot always choose what happens to us, we can always choose how we respond. The hardship itself is external. The meaning we assign to it and the strength we derive from it is entirely internal. This shift in perspective transforms every obstacle into an opportunity to practice courage, patience, and wisdom. It turns feelings of helplessness into moments of empowerment. By never playing the victim, we build an inner fortress of calm from which we can engage with the world freely, living not at the whim of circumstance, but in alignment with our deepest principles. The seventh discipline is the mastery of desire through delayed gratification. Marcus Aurelius understood this not as a denial of pleasure, but as the path to a deeper, more enduring freedom. In a world that preaches instant satisfaction, the Stoic chooses a different course. By postponing immediate rewards, we cultivate foresight and invest in our long-term well-being, trading fleeting whims for lasting contentment. Being a slave to impulse is a form of bondage. By exercising restraint, we live a life guided by reason, not by fleeting passions. Start with simple habits. Save money instead of spending it impulsively. Choose a healthy meal over junk food. Dedicate time to a skill instead of mindless entertainment. Each choice reinforces your power over your impulses and builds a more fulfilling life. Eighth, we learn to build an inner citadel, impervious to the naysayers. This is more than simply ignoring criticism. It is the cultivation of a profound mental resilience. The Stoics taught that the opinions of others are external to us and therefore outside of our control. To stake our peace of mind on their approval is to build our house on sand. Instead, we must anchor our self-worth in our own character and our commitment to our principles. This is not arrogance, but a deep, quiet confidence in your own path. Learn to distinguish constructive feedback from baseless negativity. By building a personal philosophy strong enough to withstand external pressures, you protect your mental space and ensure that your emotional energy is invested wisely in the internal dialogue that truly shapes your life. Seek out the wise and learn from their example. This principle springs from the conviction that much of our growth comes from observing and reflecting upon the lives of those who have mastered the virtues we aspire to. To emulate a wise individual is not to simply copy them, but to learn from their example, enhancing our own character and judgment. Marcus Aurelius, despite his imperial status, often wrote of his admiration for the qualities of others, both past and present. He saw the emulation of these figures as a path to internalizing their strengths. For him, and for the Stoics, wisdom was never merely theoretical knowledge. It was a practical guide to living well, best understood through the actions of those who applied its principles with effect. In the Stoic tradition, choosing whom to emulate is an act of recognizing those who embody the virtues of wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. These mentors can be historical figures, contemporaries, or even characters from literature who demonstrate resilience, ethical integrity, and rational thought. The key is to find individuals whose lives offer a roadmap for facing life's challenges with grace and determination. To apply this today, we must thoughtfully select role models whose values align with our own aspirations. It is a process that goes beyond admiration, demanding that we critically observe how these individuals navigate their lives, make decisions, and handle adversity. This practice encourages us to ask, what aspect of this person's mindset can I integrate into my own life to improve my conduct and choices? By doing so, we bridge the gap between abstract philosophy and everyday action, making Stoic ideals not only more accessible, but also more compelling. In emulating the wise, we engage in a dynamic form of self-improvement, setting a higher standard for ourselves and propelling our own journey toward wisdom. Just as we learn from observing the lives of others, we must also learn from observing our own. This brings us to the second practice, the honest review of your day. This is not a mere recounting of events, but a profound, reflective examination of your thoughts, actions, and responses. It is a moment to discern whether your behavior aligned with your values and the Stoic virtues. This introspective process is a vital feedback loop, making you more conscious of your decisions. For the Stoics, the purpose of this daily review was not to dwell on mistakes or indulge in self-criticism, but to observe, learn, and adjust. Marcus Aurelius himself used this technique to ensure he was growing not only as an emperor, but as a human being. Incorporating this practice into modern life can be transformative. It invites you to end each day with a moment of quiet reflection, asking yourself key questions. How did I respond to challenges today? Did I act according to my principles? What could I have done better? Were there moments where I lost my composure, and why? This reflection cultivates a deeper self-awareness, guiding you toward a more intentional life. It also fosters a sense of peace, allowing you to address any lingering stresses directly, rather than carrying them into the new day. By honestly reviewing your day, you engage in a form of self-accountability that is both gentle and rigorous. You learn to be both the student and the teacher in your own life's journey. Over time, this habit can transform not only how you view your days, but how you live your life, bringing you closer to the ideals you cherish. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the heart of Stoicism. Remember, every day is a new opportunity to master yourself and embrace the virtues that define a life well lived. Your presence enriches our community, and for that, we are grateful. Until next time, continue to live intentionally and wisely.